as many know, a panel of federal arbitrators made a ruling after a cooling off period, which was requested by the MTA and Governor Cuomo in New York State. That federal panel came down with an arbitration award, which had a lot of give and take in it, which wasn't the best thing that the union would have wanted, and it certainly wasn't what the company would have wanted, but that's collective bargaining. And at the end of the day, the unions on the Long Island Railroad decided to take that and accept that presidential emergency recommendation rather than go on strike. But as we stand here today, the MTA refuses to accept the recommendation of that panel of arbitrators. Now, what that has led to is a gearing up for strikes action, which was supposed to occur on March 21st. Now, but for the intervention of the Congressional delegation of downstate New York, the MTA would not have, or likely not have, requested a second cooling off period and triggered a strike on March 21st. But as of yesterday, the MTA acknowledged that they will request a second cooling off period and divert that strike somewhere down the line, potentially as early as July 20th or so. Now, I have with me today guests from the Long Island Railroad Coalition that are going to specifically address this body, and this is a legislative briefing. We want the legislators of New York City and parts beyond to understand the significance of this strike and the impact that this potential strike would have on the entire downstate area. And we also want folks to know that if and when this strike occurs in July, it is occurring because of the irrational and illogical labor relations mentality of the Metropolitan Transportation Authority in downstate New York. Now, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, well, first of all, I just want to acknowledge a couple of guests before I make introductions. The International President of the Transport Workers Union, Harry Lombardo, is here with us this morning. Mario Salento, the New York State AFL-CIO, with us this morning. Vinny Alvarez of the New York City Central Labor Council, with us this morning. There are countless other folks in the room, legislators and other labor leaders. We appreciate every other labor leader that has workers employed by the MTA that has stepped up to come here this morning to show solidarity with the Long Island Railroad workers. But one person in particular, I want to thank Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. Congressman Hakeem Jeffries had a meeting in downtown Brooklyn with me a few weeks ago and brought about the idea of the importance of a legislative briefing so that legislators in downstate New York, whether they be city, state, or federal, or county, could get a grasp of exactly what's going on here and exactly how obstinate the MTA is being.